Viral clips have been going around of kids going in Sephora making a big mess.
Yes, it's a thing, and some TikTokers are documenting the problem online. It would seem packs of preteens are flocking to Sephora and using all the samples.
These 10-year-olds are crazy. Like, literally the most feral. I was a camp counselor. The Sephora kids are different than any type of kids.
Now, beyond their behavior, there's concern over their use of these products in the first place. Tweens are becoming a target for skincare companies and spending a lot of money, or likely their parents' money in the process.
Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, welcome back. I truly do appreciate your continued support on my channel, and I hope that you are subscribed as well. So there seems to be this thing where we are having a really hard time just letting kids be kids. I remember growing up and hearing many times, don't grow up too fast, you have plenty of time for this and that, just enjoy being a kid. But now it seems as though we've evolved into this stage or this era of anti-innocence, where children are not being allowed to just enjoy their childhood, and parents aren't really doing much to preserve this stage of life of being a kid where you don't have to worry about the pressures that come with getting older, where you don't have to focus on the bigger picture or worry about the implications of the decisions that you make. It just seems to be normalized where we're trying to usher kids into a more mature way of thinking, whether they're ready for it or not, with little to no consideration by the people who do fully understand the bigger picture, namely their parents, for what the consequences might be for letting your child behave in a way that aligns with a much more mature mindset instead of just helping them enjoy the stage that they're in right now. And while there are many ways that this type of perspective is prevalent in today's society, today we're going to focus on the madness of young girls buying astronomically expensive products at Sephora. Now, I've seen a few people cover this, and originally when I saw this topic start surging across social media, it was one of those things, again, that seemed really stupid and irrelevant, much like the Stanley Cup craze that we just talked about. It also seems to be another one of those things that seems to demonstrate how far we've fallen as a society, how far we've fallen as far as where our values lie and what our priorities are and what we feel we have to offer as human beings. Now, before we get too far into this, I am going to assume that most of you know what a Sephora store is. But just in case you don't, which it's perfectly fine, it's a store that sells cosmetics, skincare, fragrances, and beauty tools. And you can find these stores, usually standalone stores like this. You can find them in pretty much any mall. And they are known for having a wide variety of brands and products at different price points. You can have more or less expensive items or more luxury items. And if you are someone like me who loves makeup and skincare, it is your happy place. Or at least it used to be. Now, if you haven't been paying attention to this, which I honestly don't blame you for not paying attention to this, but the current controversy surrounding Sephora right now, and not about the store, it's just kind of about some events that have unfolded within the store, within their customer base recently. Apparently, there has been this massive surge of young girls going into these stores and running up these huge bills and purchasing tons and tons of high-end products. But it's not just that. These girls are around the ages of 8, 9, and 10 years old, sometimes up to 12 years old, but I have even seen mothers posting videos on TikTok showing their daughters as young as 5 years old going into the Sephora and proudly posting their makeup and skincare haul for their child that might be in kindergarten.
Sephora haul. I also am going to try the products. First, I bought this sanitizer that smells like apples. Second, I bought a lip mask. Lastly, I got a night treatment.
A hand sanitizer, a lip mask, and a night treatment. First of all, clearly this child did not purchase any of these products. As she says, I bought a lip mask, I bought a hand sanitizer, I bought a night treatment. She did not purchase any of these things. She doesn't know what any of these things are. She doesn't know what any of them are used for. So clearly, in my opinion, this video is simply for attention by her mom, who is in control of the entire situation. So apparently TikTok has been flooded with employees and other shoppers talking about these young kids, now dubbed Sephora Kids, not only taking over the stores and going home with hundreds of dollars in cosmetics and skincare, they're also making a mess. They're being rude to employees. They're opening products that are not samples and leaving them there, and they're even vandalizing the displays. So this is a recent article about this whole situation. It says, women rage against preteen Sephora Kids on social media. Store employee talks about mean girl antics. Customers and employees of popular beauty retail chains like Sephora and Ulta are taking to social media to air grievances against the influx of preteen girls wreaking havoc in stores. It's not the fact that they're little girls in Sephora, because makeup is subjective. There's no age limit to it. Sequoia Cothran, a Sephora employee from Tennessee, told Fox News Digital. It's more about what these girls are reaching for when they're in the stores. It's also the way that they're treating the workers within it, the 21-year-old added. You see these kind of mean girl antics from these 10-year-olds. You see this aggressive demeanor towards older people, Cothran said. This level of disrespect that you've never seen from a child to a woman. Like, they simply do not care. Cothran said she witnessed Sephora Kids push other customers out of the way to reach a product first, open and contaminate sealed products without buying them, and have had them abruptly interrupt while she was helping other customers. In several viral TikToks on the subject, women call for beauty stores to impose an age restriction to enter, banning anyone under the age of 18. Cothran says the issue stems from social media's influence, which is the reason girls are flocking to Sephora, all seeking out the same products. And these are just a few of the clips I came across on social media, girls shopping with their moms, and this is just kind of what this situation looks like and what employees are dealing with.
I promised these girls I'd take them to Sephora. You guys can each buy one thing. Deal?
No deal.
No. Deal. What are your guesses? How much do two 10-year-olds spend at Sephora? Uber? What are we getting today?
We know.
We know. Okay.
Wait, should I get the
They got baskets.
Again, seems like this is something that women are doing to be more popular with their daughters and with their daughters' friends, versus saying, hey, maybe you're a little too young to go into one of these higher end beauty stores and purchase products that you don't need. So maybe just put your foot down instead of trying to be the cool mom.
Put that down.
This is a 10-year-old's makeup counter in her home. It says, POV, your sister's one of the 10-year-olds running around Sephora. What does a 10-year-old need with all of these? I don't have that many products, and I'm a makeup artist. That's something that I have been doing for 13 years. It's just one of my other jobs that I do because I seem to do a lot of things. I don't even own that many products. This is absolutely insane.
What's it for?
Why does a 5-year-old need to go to Sephora? My daughter is 7, she's almost 8, and I don't think that she has ever been in a Sephora. And if she has, it's with me because I'm purchasing things for myself or for my business, not for her.
In Sephora right now, and I'm going to count how many 10-year-olds I see. 1, 2, 3. Currently walking past a 10-year-old getting her eyebrows done. 4, 5, 6. There's a whole group of them over here. 7, 8. There's a group of 10-year-old boys in here now, and they're fucking around with the lipstick. 10, 11, 12. Excuse me, sorry.
Alright.
They literally were sticking their fucking fingers in the lipstick. I'm over this. Can't even approach the drunk elephant counter right now. It's the middle of a Thursday. Why aren't these kids in school? Whose mom is buying them this? Go shop at Claire's.
And there is this specific craze about the drunk elephant products. Again, that may or may not be a brand that you are familiar with. It is one that I have heard really good things about. I've heard that they have decent products that are effective. Clearly, it is something that is being influenced by social media if they're not only just going into Sephora, but they're going in specifically looking for this thing because, as we saw with the Stanley Cup Craze, people are running in to the counter and emptying out the shelves because it is something that is trending on whatever media platform that they are currently addicted to. But if you'll look, these products are not cheap. They it looks like they range between about $50 and $100 per item. We've got some vitamin C serum that's around $80. We've got some eye cream that's around $65. You know, it's not at the top end of the price range, but it's definitely not budget friendly. So you have to wonder why parents would spend this much money on skincare products for their kids if it wasn't for this idea that social currency is the most important thing right now. There are several things that I have issues with concerning this trend and what is happening here. First, I think it goes without saying that kids do not need skincare. They don't need concealer. They don't need to be putting all of these things on their face. Back to the article that I was reading from earlier, it says Dr. Brooke Jeffy, a dermatologist who posts TikToks about skincare, weighed in on young girls' growing obsession with beauty products intended for adults, saying the phenomenon is definitely concerning. Extensive, expensive skincare routines and makeup has become a status symbol for Gen Alpha, driven by a desire to fit in with peers, Jeffy told Fox News Digital. She also blamed influencer culture and brands as the most culpable. Social media filters have created unrealistic expectations of perfect poreless skin, fueling sales of makeup to kids, the dermatologist added. Add to that a fear of aging modeled by influencers, parents and friends, and the desire for anti-aging skincare is born. She also said the most concerning behaviors among preteen girls is the use of retinol, exfoliating acids, and multi-step regimens that she said are way too harsh for their normal, healthy skin. I am concerned not only by the damage these kids are doing to their skin with products that are inappropriate for their skin, but also for the psychological consequences with being so focused on appearance at such an early age. While Jeffy said influencers should change their ways to avoid advertising to young kids, Catherine, the Sephora employee, said it's the parents who need to take responsibility. She said influencers likely don't know their audience consists of elementary-aged kids since TikTok lists a minimum user age of 13 years old. So there's clearly going to be a lot of negative effects from this happening, and I wish that these parents would look at the bigger picture, because as a parent, that is your job, because you are the adult, you have more maturity, more experience, and you can see the effects of what having this mindset too early and focusing on these things that they don't need to be focusing on is going to have on your child later in life. But instead, they're more concerned with the here, with the now, and with the popular. These kids are now trying to address skin issues that they don't have. They don't have dark circles. They don't have fine lines. They don't have large pores, yet they're layering all of these things on their skin that have a lot of ingredients and have a lot of chemicals in them. And they're being told by buying them these things that they should be worrying about issues that are non-existent, which is going to create a lot of unnecessary insecurity. And moms, what are you going to tell your daughter after you've purchased all of this stuff for her? Are you going to try and tell her that her skin is beautiful, that she looks gorgeous without makeup, that she doesn't have blemishes and imperfections to hide? Because then she's going to wonder, then why did you let me buy all of this stuff? Because you allowed them to purchase all of these things that are meant to correct and enhance, so that must mean that you believe that she has things that need to be corrected and enhanced. Secondly, we used to tell our kids that it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing, but now it seems to be that the only thing that matters is what everybody else is doing. These kids are going to learn that having the latest product is what sets your worth as a human being, and that if they can't get the trendiest items, that they fall lower on the social scale and that somehow this means that they have lower value. They're going to learn that chasing possessions is a much better way to spend your time and energy than chasing skills or being productive. And these kids are learning that how you look is more important than who you are. This is, again, just like what I mentioned in the video about the Stanley Cup Craze. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description box. Please go check it out. But it's this message that everything is based on social currency, not just for kids, but for their parents as well. After I posted the video about everything that was going on with those pink Stanley Cups, I actually asked my 12-year-old if anybody in his school had one of these, and without missing a beat, he said every single girl. He said it's really annoying because at lunchtime, all you hear is this constant sound of these girls picking these cups up and setting them down on the table nonstop. But it shows that the parents are just as much, if not more, obsessed with trends than their kids are. They see something that's popular and they want their kid to be popular, so therefore they jump on it, thinking that this is the thing that is going to make their kid more popular amongst friends. And as an added bonus, the parent gets to post on TikTok or social media that they got the newest, trendiest item for their child, so that must mean they're good parents and they get attention and praise for it. These moms are seeing these trends on social media and they're more concerned with, again, being the cool mom and the best friend than being the adult in the room who was supposed to keep their kid grounded in reality.
So not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom.
Again, I say, our values as a society are completely spiraling downhill and our kids are going to suffer for it. In my opinion, parents are massively failing when you do things like this. It is your job to teach your child that it doesn't matter what is trending or popular, and we don't set our value based on what everybody else is doing, and our worth is definitely not based on stuff.
Behold, my stuff.
And it is especially our job as mothers to teach our daughters, who are already going to face a ton of insecurity as they get older, just simply because girls are susceptible to it, that they do not need a ton of makeup and skincare to be beautiful, and they don't need all of these things to be worthy of being someone else's friend.
You allow your kid to go to Sephora with unlimited funds, you're a bad parent. I don't care. You can say whatever. I don't care. It makes no sense to me that you would allow a 10-year-old to need products. They're kids. Let them be kids. But it's because you don't want to say no. And don't come on here and tell me otherwise. Unless you are just so desperate that you're trying to keep up with the neighbor's kids, it's because you don't want to say no. You don't want to hear your kid whine and complain because they want to go to Sephora. You want to stay on your phone. You want to visit with your friends. You want to drink your wine, and you don't want to be bothered. Don't convince me otherwise. I saw it today. I went today to return something and I saw nothing but young kids. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? Truly, why would you need, you got a basket full of stuff and it's going to be hundreds of dollars. What does it do for you? What does it do for you to allow your 10-year-old to go buy really expensive stuff? There's not a parent alive that is not a failure on some level, but I wasn't this stupid. I do know that. I was not this stupid. We're setting your kid up for failure.
I get it. Raising kids is hard. I have 3 kids of my own, and for the most part, I don't want to judge other parents. I really, truly don't, because I understand we are all trying to do the best we can. But at the same time, the more that I see these trends come out, the more that I see these things happening, the more I feel like we are just completely failing our kids. There is no benefit to them to putting these possessions over everything else. What are they learning? What are we teaching them? And when we cannot count on the adults in the room to be the adults in the room, we can't question why we have so many kids that grow into adults with mental health issues, or that don't know how to manage their money, or don't know how to just focus on things that actually matter and focus on developing their skills and their talents and understanding where to put their time and energy. Is because when they were kids, we told them that their value was having expensive skincare products that they didn't need, and many, many, many other things. Anyway, I would love to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. All of those things will help me to grow my channel and reach the goal I have of getting to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is in less than 2 months, which means I have to have about 125 people a day hit the subscribe button. But hey, if we have a society that can live in delusion, sometimes so can I. Also, if you do like the kind of commentary that I offer, where I do like to talk a lot about the things that are going on today and the dumpster fire that we live in as a society, please check out my other videos. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.